To be a child of God means something. It's not supposed to be a religious title we give ourselves as Christians, or something we say for the future when Jesus comes and we go to heaven, then we are all with God as his children. No, it means something now. It's an identity you carry, and every identity has a responsibility. Yes, heaven is excited when a sinner is converted to become a member of God's family. There is joy, there is excitement. But just like every other family, after that initial excitement, we are going to expect that child to grow. When a baby comes into the family, yes, there's a new baby. But a couple of weeks, months, we are going to expect that baby to start crawling. That baby should start trying to walk. That baby should start trying to talk. We are not expecting the baby to bark. He was born into a family of humans. Humans don't bark. We talk. And so everything that the human family does, there's going to be an expectation on that child to begin to show signs that indeed you are truly one of us. And so just like our natural families, heaven also has an expectation of you. Heaven expects you to act like the identity you carry. You carry the identity of Christ, so we expect you to act like Christ. Colossians chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. It says, "But now is the time to get rid of anger, rage, malicious behavior, slander, and dirty language. Don't lie to each other, for you have stripped off your old sinful nature and all its wicked deeds. Put on your new nature and be renewed as you learn to know your Creator and become like Him." It's interesting how Paul put it. You put off the old and you put on the new. There is a responsibility on you to put off the old identity you had and put on the new, which is the Christ identity. It says you are renewed as you learn of God and you learn to be like Him. It means there's a nature of God. There's a way God acts. There's a way God operates. That is how you should operate. My name is Elorm, and anyone in Ghana who hears that name knows that I'm from the Volta region. And whenever I introduce myself to people, I introduce myself to someone, and the person is also from the Volta region, there's a smile that they give me. Like everyone would smile when you introduce yourself to them, but when the person smiles in a particular way, I knew that this person is also from the Volta region. So that smile is like, yeah, we are family. Then they go one step further and try to speak Ewe, which is the local dialect of people from the Volta region. And that's where there's trouble because I can't speak. And then they are all disappointed. How can you be called Elorm and you can't speak Ewe? How can you? And yes, I know someone is also disappointed right now. And that's a story for another day. But because of the identity I bear, there's an expectation on me. There's a demand on me to speak in a particular way, to speak a particular language. And when I don't, there is understandable disappointment. Because of the identity you also carry as a child of God, heaven has an expectation of you, especially in these times where God's glory is needed more than ever before. The world is facing chaos, the world is dealing with darkness like never before. And this is a time where heaven is waiting and saying, yeah, God's children are there. They're going to show what they are made of. God's glory is going to be seen. And they look on earth, and the people who are supposed to reflect God are complaining just like everyone else. That will be tough. So Paul said, put off your old nature. Grow into your new identity. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 11. It says, "When I was a child, I spoke and thought and reasoned as a child. But when I grew up, I put away childish things." When I was a child, I spoke, I thought, and I reasoned as a child. As a child means I hadn't matured into my identity, into the Christ identity. So it means I still carried on the sinful nature. There was no distinction between a child of God and the people of the world. I still carry those old traits. But when I mature, I put off childish things. There's a responsibility on you, child of God, to put certain things off and put certain things on. It won't drop off. It won't just fall off. You put them off and you put the new nature on. How do I know I'm walking in the Christ identity? Check what you speak, check how you think, check how you reason, how you make your decisions. If you speak just like the people of the world speak, you are not walking in the Christ identity. If you think like them, if you make the kind of decisions they would make when situations happen, then you are not yet walking in the Christ identity. It's time to mature and walk into the fullness of what God has for you. Speak, understand, or think and reason like God intends for you to. Our natural inclination is to act like humans, is to think like everyone else, is to try and blend in, and we are in a society that is all about blending in and acting like everyone else and fitting in. But what the Christ identity does is to make you stand out. Everybody is in darkness, you speak light. Everybody is complaining. God doesn't come to a situation and complain. When God sees darkness, he calls forth light. When there is barrenness, God calls forth fruitfulness. If you are not speaking light, if you are not speaking fruitfulness, it is time to put away childish things. If you think just like everyone else, if you are entertained with the kind of things that entertain the people of the world, it's time to put away childish things and walk into the fullness. It's not about playing religion. It's not about trying to act all sanctimonious. It's because there is a need that the world has, and it's only the people with the nature of God who can answer. You have been made an answer. It is time to start living an answer. Being a child of God comes with a responsibility, the responsibility to reflect the nature of your Father. It's time to grow up. It's time to be who God has made you to be. I pray that the Spirit of God within you would empower you to begin to speak, to begin to think, and to begin to reason like the child of God that you are. God bless you.